All right, YouTube. This is your boy GB. Want to say good evening. Today, what I want to talk to you about are the 4 things that I really like about my car. I know people normally do 5, but I want to actually do 4 things that I love about my car, and we can talk about things later on. But the 4 things that I really love. So let's start out with thing number 1. Thing number 1 that I really love about my car is the daily drivability of it. It is an amazing daily driver. It is one of those cars that sometimes I find it unbelievable how convenient it is to have a car that's actually supercar-like, but it's, it drives well, it handles well, but it's actually, the suspension is soft enough where, and I have a dynamic suspension, but it's soft enough where you can ride, and as long as you don't hit potholes, it actually feels pretty good. But when I want to go out and just ball out, I can do that, and I feel comfortable being, around, Porsches and Lamborghinis and things like that. But I still have a daily driver that's understated. The other reason why I like the fact that it's understated is that, having a normal job, but having a car that, people think is super exotic is not. I mean, it can just lead to people just hating on you at work. But this car does not do that at all. I mean, matter of fact, unless people really know cars, they look at this car and they're like, oh, that's nice, but it doesn't really pop out so that you can drive to work and people won't really say anything. Alright, so that's thing number 1, daily drivability. Thing number 2 that I love about this car, love about this car, is that this car is just ridiculously great on the technology aspect of it. The technology in this car is phenomenal. One of the things I really like, and I'll show you a little bit of some of this, is that it has this adaptive cruise and stop and go feature, and it also has active lane departure. If you put those 2 things on together, those 2 features on together, allow you to basically drive a car kind of like a Tesla. It's like an autopilot function. I'm going to try to show you really briefly. I'm going to pull it up and then we'll see what it's like. But with the active lane departure on, let me show you the screen. Go to video and look at it. But with the active lane from the front, you'll see, look, it has the lines, and right now I'm stopped at a light, but when I start to go, the radar in the front of the car and the sensors in the front of the car has 2 cameras. The cameras detect the lines, and so once I'm going over 40 miles an hour, it detects the lines and it'll keep me in the lanes. And so you see it as it turn green. Green means it's detecting the lanes. Now, the other thing that I will turn on once I get on the highway, is I will turn on the adaptive cruise control with stop and go. And then you'll see the radar little symbol. It's a green symbol, and it'll show like kind of radar things going on in front of it. And as soon as it detects a car, it will then basically adjust my speed based on how fast I'm going and how fast the car in front of me is going, right? So now I have the active lane assist on it. Sometimes if you feel like it's fighting you if you go over the lane, so it's almost like your mom telling you, hey, you need to slow down, or hey, you need to stay in your lines, because it will kind of jerk your hand back. But I'm going to show you, once I get to a point where I can get this adaptive cruise control on, I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that. The adaptive cruise control. So I'm going to set it now. I'm setting it for 60. You saw it came up and now detects the car in front of me. I'm going to get over it though. But now it's detecting the car in front of me. I'm going the speed that it's set to, and now it's on. So my hands are off. I'm off the wheel. You can see the lines. It's going to detect the lines, and it's going to put me back in. You see the colors change, and it's putting me back in the lines. And then it'll allow you to do that for a while, and then it'll say, please put your hands back on the wheel. See, active assist, so you have to put your hands back on the wheel. But basically, you can drive kind of like the Tesla autopilot. It allows you to drive and go, and it works for all types of situations. But if you're doing long drives on the highway, great. If you're in stop and go traffic, great. Now, so see how it's working again. It's detecting a car in front of me. There's a car in front of me, but it's also, see the car out there in front of me. It's going to detect this line. It's going to push me back over. See, I went over. Both my hands are on this camera, and I'm riding in the lane. So it's one of those things that, in terms of features, that I think is amazing technology, and it's probably one of the most understated technologies that Audi has, and especially the RS7. But it's one of those things, like, you're like, what? I mean, because Tesla was killing us with the autopilot. They're like, oh, you got the autopilot in the Tesla, no other car has it. Well, let me tell you, my foot is off the gas, my hands are off the wheel, and my car is driving and staying in the lane. So I love this feature, so I'm gonna stop that. The other thing that I really like about this car, like I really like about this car, that I think is just amazing, is the fact that the interior of this car is so well done. I mean, the interior of Audis is done well in general. The interiors of Audis, and I'll drop some pictures in to show you some of the kind of the interior shots of my car. But my car was one of the cars that was used as a kind of the Audi showcase. So this is a dynamic edition, and as you can see, I got the red stitching and the red seats, and I've talked about that kind of exhaustively, and the red seat belts. But it is one of the best, I think, in this price point, it is probably one of the best interiors that I've seen. It is like super nice, super detailed. The red stitching is nice, the seat belts are nice, and every time people see the interior of my car, they're like, wow, they're amazed. And this is, like I said, slightly different from your regular RS7s. Our regular RS7s have either white stitching or black stitching or sometimes gray stitching, but you can use Audi Exclusive, and Audi Exclusive will allow you to color match, thread color if you want it. I mean, like, if you're willing to spend the cash, they'll let you do it. They will color match thread color, they will color match fabric color, so you can paint your car a certain color. And that's an additional option on top of the normal cost of the car. But it is amazing, or as my friend said, amaze balls. I mean, it is like, yo, balling out till you're falling out, right? That's the level of kind of luxury that you get with the Audi Exclusive. So I think Audi Exclusive, amazing, knocking it out of the park. I think BMW has something similar, and Mercedes also has something similar. But Audi Exclusive, loving it, like McDonald's, loving it. Finally, the fourth thing I really like about the system is the Bang & Olufsen system. It is, I mean, I had my old Audi Q7. I had the Premier Edition, TDI, everything. Like, everything was fresh. And I said, well, I'm not going to spend the money on the Bang & Olufsen system. I was like, the Bose system should be fine. And the Bose system was definitely good. What I didn't like about the Bose system is that the Bose system, in my opinion, having the car for 5 years, it never got loud enough for me, and it seemed like the highs were just not very crisp. The bass was fine, but the highs were very crisp. So that part I just wasn't feeling. This car, this edition, it's a $5,900 option, but the Bang & Olufsen system, I think, is so worth it. It is so worth it. I love it. And I also like the cool feature of, like, the tweeters popping out of the dashboard and going in. I showed that in my last video. But it's just, that part is just amazing. And so, I mean, I think that in terms of the four things that I really like about this car, again, daily driver, never had an issue with it. I drive it to work every day, understated, but I can go all out with any supercar out there. There's only a few cars that I know that can really take it. And you're talking about your Tesla model, 100Ds, ludicrous. 85Ds, ludicrous, I'm getting you, so get at me. And then the second thing, the technology in the car, the adaptive cruise control with the lane assist. Like I said, it basically functions like an autopilot feature. Again, hands off the wheel. I hope I don't crash into the thing. It got me. Put me back in, right? So, and my feet are off the gas. Look, I can jump to the back. It is like amazing. The third thing, the Audi interior, Audi Exclusive. Yo, shout out to Audi. You guys did a great job coming up with the Audi Exclusive thing. And I think some people might want some just random color Audi. They really love Audi. They really love their car, and they have this color that they really like. You give it to Audi, they can do seats, they can do paint, they can do whatever you want your interior to look like. They can do it. Audi Exclusive, loving it. Thanks for watching. Please leave your questions and comments below. Please subscribe to my channel. GB out.